I'm Alana, I'm 21, and I make videos about my life, my relationship, cosmetic procedures, just a whole bunch of different things.
The whole shebang.
Yeah.
Hey guys, in case you didn't see my main channel video first, I made a video about cosmetic procedures featuring Alana. So this is the continuation of our conversation about her procedures that she's gotten, and I don't want to repeat too much that was in the main video. If you haven't watched it, go watch that. But basically, she's had a couple different types of filler in addition to a boob job, and we were just talking about her experiences on social media, working with companies, getting treatments for free in exchange for videos. So here is the rest of our chat. Hope you enjoy.
I think that people, once you try it, you tend to want to try different ones. And again, for you, like, you had the opportunity because it was free again.
Yeah.
But I would feel like people would go, okay, I'll start with my lips, and then I'll get tempted to try out another part of my face or try a different procedure.
That is true.
And I feel like it can just snowball into something that's like,
And it's
just completely unaffordable.
It's sorry to interrupt you.
No.
But it's so true, and it's even if you yourself don't want to try something, I honestly have gone to places and they look at you and they're like, you could use a little.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not even kidding.
Right?
Like the last time I went somewhere, they were like, your face is uneven. Like you could use filler on this side. So you're like, I mean, they make money off that. So
Right.
obviously, even if I didn't see something, they look at people and fix people.
They will point
all
it out
day.
to you.
So they're gonna tell you.
Oh my God.
You know
I
what
would
I mean?
hate that.
I know.
Like,
I was just like,
if you're going in there with an insecurity already,
Yeah,
or
that's
you're trying to make your face
Yeah.
better in whatever ways, that's pretty fucked
I
up
know.
for people to be like, okay, suddenly I'm paying double because now I'm getting twice as many things
Yeah.
done, or that's on my list to do next. And there's this doctor on YouTube named Dr. Sarah Tonks, and she's like a cosmetic doctor, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And she has videos where she'll show kind of her consultations with people, and she's like, what could this person possibly need? They look perfect, right? Well,
Wrong.
she'll literally go and draw on different parts of their face and go, oh, they could use some here and here and here,
Yeah.
a little lift there. And suddenly this person who, to anybody else looks perfect, what could you change?
Yeah.
They could use a little something, at what cost?
I know.
It's pretty crazy. So with you working with these companies, you're obviously promoting them. That's the point of the whole exchange. Have you gotten messages or comments from your viewers saying that oh, I saw you get lip fillers, I want to try them too?
Yeah, I think the majority was the nose filler and under eye filler because
Right.
everyone already knows about lips,
Right.
But there are a lot of people who struggle with under eye bags and darkness that you're constantly fixing every single day in the mirror when you're putting your makeup on. But every single video that I post that I'm getting something done, I don't just show myself getting it done. I have a long speech in the beginning of the video saying
Right.
that even if you look the way you want to look 100%, it's not going to fulfill you. You can't put so much weight and importance into the way you look.
I think it's good to have a disclaimer kind of
Yeah.
like that, so that people will see your video if they're interested, or maybe they get interested because of it, but at least you're saying I
Don't
know
let
this
this
is a
rule your
physical
life.
thing,
Yeah.
but it's not going to make everything great.
Yeah.
But I think also, if people are interested in something, obviously they'll seek it out. And I don't think that, one of your videos could, necessarily inspire someone who was completely not interested to
Right.
suddenly need to get it, you know?
Yeah.
But, I always find it interesting because I think even as YouTubers or influencers, we don't always know, the extent of our reach, you
Yeah.
know? If I do a sponsorship, I don't usually get the analytics of, how many people have clicked on it, how many people ended up buying the product. So I think it's really interesting once you find out, oh,
How
you
many
brought this
people-
much business
Yeah.
to this, company.
Yeah.
And,
I do
how
know
many people
those
really
things.
have, used your experience and
Yeah.
gone and actually bought it.
Yeah. I wonder, I don't know, for me, I discovered the non-circular nose job through YouTube.
Right?
So
Me too.
if I never watched that video, maybe I would have discovered it in another way.
Right.
But I'm sure there are people who discovered under eye filler maybe or the non-surgical through my video.
There are so many cosmetic or plastic surgery related videos, and again, I think that can be really helpful. People want to do a lot of research, they want to hear other people's experiences.
Yeah.
So I think that can be a good thing, but also it's something where you can discover something just because you heard about it on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because when I did the MTV show, my whole family watched it, and my dad, during one of the commercials, he was like, why are they making such a big deal out of this? if women want to be natural, why do they wear makeup? Why do they dye their hair? Why do they do their eyebrows? Why do they get eyelash extensions? It's like, if you are changing your nose through contouring or changing the shape of your face through whatever, or overlining your lips, you know, even doing your eyebrows, then it's the same concept of changing your face with filler. And if you look at people, some people, not all people, their before and after of makeup versus no makeup, that difference is so much more extreme than looking at my nose before and after, or my lips before and after filler.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one in my life realized that I had filler.
Right.
The only way they knew was because of videos.
That's wild.
But if I came into class with a full face of makeup and the next day I didn't have makeup on, like,
that's a big difference.
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know that's like an ongoing kind of discussion, and like I could get exhausted trying to think about like what's considered real or fake.
Yeah.
Like, oh, are all women fake if they wear any ounce of makeup? It's like
it's just that makeup is so socially acceptable now.
Right.
And I think in the future, filler is going to be, it's already getting there where it's like everyone has tried filler.
I think so.
It's like getting to that point where it's like, okay.
Yeah, because it's not just celebrities or influencers like on Instagram or YouTube or whatever getting fillers. Like these days, I was looking up statistics, and like the #1 city for cosmetic procedures and fillers was Phoenix. Like it wasn't New York, it wasn't LA. So like there are places all over the country that these are becoming popular with just everyday people, because everyday people can have, you know, small things that they'd like to fix with a temporary solution. Like the #1 city for boob jobs is Salt Lake City, Utah.
That's so
Shout out
weird.
to the Mormon moms.
That is so weird.
It is very interesting.
I would have never guessed that.
Right.
But what was I going to say? I feel like fillers have been around for a long time, but no one talked about them.
Right.
Like people talk about them on YouTube all the time. So now that it's becoming more, it's not, maybe I mean, it probably is becoming more common, but now it's just more talked about.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some people who talk about politics in that way, where they're like, I feel like the world is just becoming a darker and darker place. But it's like, well, there's just
political.
There's just more
like
talking publicity.
About it more. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone has a phone. Everyone's recording everything. You hear about everything constantly. So I feel like it might be that kind of situation where people have always gone filler.
Right. I don't know, like, the actual history of filler.
I'm sure it's more common now, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more common. But yeah, as you said, I think it's a lot more acceptable. And I think that talking about it obviously helps to lessen the stigma.
Yeah.
But still, there are people who just believe flat out, like, you putting anything into your body that's artificial or different is unnatural and you're fake. And it's like, we're in a world where this is becoming a normal kind of beauty routine.
Right.
Like, just as people have, like, maybe an entire shelf of skincare stuff and they have a whole chest of makeup, like, they have their eyelash extensions or their appointments every couple months, and that's just, like, where we are. I also think there's some sexism involved, because there are men who get these procedures done, but obviously I think the majority would be women, or the most that we see talking about it. And I feel like, yeah, some of that comes from, like, men being like, oh, I don't want women to be fake. It's like,
I don't get that.
Who asked you?
I know. And also, like, there's so many people, like, even girls who will comment on my videos and they're like, oh, you're so fake, or why don't you just, like, love yourself? And I'm like, but their profile is them with, like, all this makeup on. And I'm like, if you say that I don't love myself, what am I supposed to say to you? Why you have makeup on? Why are you trying to completely change how your face looks?
Right.
You're changing your skin, your eyebrows, your lashes, like, everything.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
How much of a correlation can we really, like, prove there is between how much we change ourselves and, like, what our natural state is? And also, does it even matter, like, what we look like naturally, like, without makeup or whatever? Like, I don't know. Again, like, I'm always wondering, like, what's real? What is reality? Like, is the only real version of me naked? Like,
I know.
Right after I shower?
No nail polish, like, hairy legs.
Right. Or is the real me when I put my face on and do my hair and get dressed? Or is it like a full glam, you know? Like, for different people in different moments, that is all you. But, like, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like, I don't know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I know. I get to this point in the video where I'm like, it's a lot. I don't know. Oh, God.
And you're like, hey, bye.
One thing that I found in my research, I asked people on Instagram to send me, like, anything about plastic surgery or social media that they knew about. Someone sent me a video about this girl who had what's called breast implant illness.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen any of those videos?
Yeah. I mean, it's very uncommon. But,
Right. But,
yeah.
I mean, I was just amazed because, like, so many women do experience that. And, like, I'm sure you did a lot of research before your procedure, and I'm sure everybody does. But even, like, among, like, what you get warned about by doctors, like, sometimes there are other things that could happen or don't happen often, but it's still a possibility.
Yeah, that's scary.
And I just feel like, on one hand, like, social media is kind of helpful in that way. Like, there's so many women who join a Facebook group or watch videos like that, and suddenly they go, oh my God, that's what I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People have found those videos and gone, that's exactly what I've been looking for.
Wow.
This explains everything. But again, yeah, that doesn't affect every woman who ever has had or will get breast implants. But yeah, I think it's important, like, a surgical procedure like that is a lot more risky. But I think even with filler and, like, smaller, less invasive procedures, I think, like, there are potentially more risks than we know about.
Yeah.
Because I think over time,
they don't tell you.
We find new risks, or they don't tell you. Some people go to places that are, like, less professional or not fully certified, and people get, like, you know, infections, or they get disfigured from, like, not knowing what they're actually putting in their body. Botched.
I feel like, I don't know, those people, like we were talking about before, those are the people who are so insecure, they're, like, desperate to just do any. It's like you kind of turn a blind eye. You know it's probably sketchy, and, like, you hear all those people talking, and they're like, I knew it was, like, kind of not a good idea, but I just did it.
Either people go to, like, a sketchy doctor, or they go somewhere specifically cheap.
Somewhere. Yeah.
In your boob job video, you were talking about how you got it for $2,000, but the sticker cost was like $8,000.
Yeah.
And, like, don't go somewhere that's charging $2,000.
Yeah, I was like, do not go somewhere that charges $2,000.
Oh God, but there are people who
would do that.
I mean, they think
it's not worth it.
They think if someone, like a doctor, is offering this, then I guess it's okay, right? But
no,
there's just so many more risks than, like, you can know about. So if you are interested in any procedures, please do all your research. Try to go to the best possible doctor that you can. And, like, if affordability is an issue, like, it's much better to not get it or save up for it than to get it, have to get it fixed.
In the long run, you're going to spend more money.
Exactly. So the last few things I wanted to ask about were kind of the reaction that you get from people, because obviously there is a big stigma against plastic surgery and some procedures. Have you gotten, like, negative reactions from your viewers, or is it, like, generally positive?
I don't know if I'm just thinking this because the boobs is the most recent thing I did, and maybe I'm just forgetting about the hate from filler.
Right.
But I feel like the biggest thing is surgery, like boobs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I definitely have gotten hate from filler, but the surgery is a little bit different because there's more risks and it's a long recovery and stuff like that. And then people, I guess, in their head, they have the idea that when you're getting boobs, you're going to look like a porn star. Mm-hmm. Like, my dad, when he found out I was making a video about it, he called his whole family and was like, I just want to let you know Alana's getting her boobs done, because he didn't want them to find out through YouTube. And I was like...
You're like, great, thanks,
I'm
Dad.
like sitting recovering, like I'm on drugs, and I'm like, oh my God, what is he saying? Like, I hear him in the other room.
Oh no.
And they were all like, oh my God, she's gonna look like a porn star. And then, like, if I wear, like, you would never even be like, you know, when I wear, like, now I'm wearing a shirt that is, like, really tight and low cut. But if you didn't know that I got them done, I feel like you wouldn't be like, you wouldn't, like, clock me on it. So I think, like, what I was saying, to answer your question, is that a lot of people, like, now that they know I have fake boobs, they're like, oh my God, like, you're so fake, and it was so much better when you were natural. And even though I don't have, like, the fake look, I specifically said going into it that I wanted to look natural.
Right. There definitely is a line between these, like, non-invasive kind of procedures and, like, plastic surgery. But even within plastic surgery, I think, like, getting a nose job is generally acceptable. Like, people are like, oh, like, you didn't have to change it, but it looks good.
I know.
But then with boobs, like, I feel like with a boob job, people are like, oh, now you're, like, it's because there's, like, people assume there's, like, the sexual element of it. I feel like people are like, oh, you just want to look slutty. Like, what?
I know, yeah.
You're like,
that's
you're
true.
Like, for some people, like, attention. Their boobs are very tied into their, like, femininity or, like, their confidence in their body. And, like, you know, like, why should there be such a harsh reaction against boob jobs? I feel like people, there's just this stigma.
That's, like, the most common type of plastic surgery.
Right. I know. It's crazy.
And it's still what people comment more about than a nose or, like, getting a facelift or something.
All right. We filmed for 1,000 years. All right. Well, thank you, Alana, for being on my channel.
Thanks for having
We're filming a little something for Alana's channel if you guys want to check that out. And stay tuned for more internet analysis videos.
Bye, guys.
Okay, thanks. Bye.